did, I think, 9 or 10 shows in America. And not everybody knows this, but these are all like on YouTube. Actually, they're all bootlegged. Every single show we ever played. We played in Canada, we played in New York, we played in Detroit, we played in Florida, we played in Texas. I think we played 9 shows anyway, just to like warm up as a band. And after which we went to Munich and into Musicland Studios and did Rainbow Rising.
Incredible.
In about 10 minutes.
Wow. I love that kind of throwaway. We just did Rainbow Rising. I mean, one of the greatest albums of all time, still revered today. It's still up there.
That surprises. It surprises me. I mean, that amazes me. That's. I mean, the respect that album gets 50 years later, nearly 50 years later, is astonishing to me, and that's great. Fantastic.
And in terms of the record itself, I mean, was it the sort of thing that Ritchie just came and said, "This is what we're doing," or was it a band process, or how did that kind of thing work for that record?
He never told me what to play. He never told Cozy what to play. I think he sat with Ronnie. I wasn't there. We did. He did Ronnie. The vocals he did with just Ronnie and Martin Birch, but my keyboard parts, it was just me and Martin Birch. Ritchie'd fuck off and go somewhere else and come back, and he'd like it or not like it, and he liked it. And there was no like dictatorial anything. And I've never got musically. We were on the same page. I mean, everybody. Jimmy was kicking ass on the bass. Cozy was a monster. Yeah. You know, Ronnie was Ronnie. Ritchie was Ritchie at the top of his game. I was keeping up, I guess. Apparently, nobody ever told me I wasn't. And it was like rolling off a log. It was musically speaking. Getting the music part done was, like I said, we made it in 10 minutes. It was no sweat. I heard later that there'd been some discussion about, and there always is, you know, about the vocal melodies and exactly that. You know, they probably spent the most time getting the vocals right. Mm-hmm. But the bottom tracks, we'd do 3 a day and come in and do the keyboards. He wanted an intro for Terror Woman, keyboard intro, and I did that in 2 hours with Martin. And he wanted a solo for A Light in the Black. I did that in 2 hours with Martin. That was one time he had made a suggestion. I played it in a high kind of your usual mini-moog register, which is like up at the top register. He says, "How about if you do something? You know, how about a 12-string? How about if you do something in a lower octave?" I said, "That's a great idea." So I did, and he came back. He says, "Yeah, I like that." And basically, well, good to go. So, no sweat. The music was not the problem. There weren't any problems. So the music was not the problem. Music was like effortless.
And how did it, just touching on Tarot Woman, obviously it's the opening track, it's the first thing we hear. It's you on your keyboard, you synthesize, that kind of thing. I mean, you say you were asked to write something. Was it just off the top of your head? Was it kind of pre-planned? How did it go?
Free form off the top of my head. The hardest part was I'd played this improv piece. Rainbow was all about improvisation. If you've heard the live albums on stage, of course, but then there's 80 variations, 80 live recordings from that tour, the 76. I never played the same thing twice, and I still haven't to this day played the same thing twice in my life. I don't learn parts, and the tricky bit was getting something that I liked. And the tricky bit, because we didn't work like these days, you'd work with a click track, or some kind of metronome or a drummer or something. It was just free form, loose time. The tricky part was doubling it, because it was too many moogs, and that's what took the most time. Getting the first mini moog with a little melody in it, that was easy. And then Birch said, "Why don't we do a little?" I said, "I know what you want." And he said, so putting the second one, and that took the most time because there was no pattern. You know, I just had to like read my own mind and get it, but we got it. It was about 2 hours.